just landed on the moon in the Lambo, taking pictures with the zoom and the angle. We'll be coming back to you with the samples. Our predictions coming soon with a halo. We just landed on the moon in the Lambo, taking pictures with the zoom and the angle.
Hello, future millionaires. This is Aztec, and this is the CSC. Today, we're going to look over the amazing UniLend Initium V1 alpha release. This protocol is amazing. Again, this is just the alpha release. In a short time, we will see many new updates added to the alpha. Again, this is Initium V1. I really like the UI, and I've played with it. It's very easy to use. We are on Ropsten, and it's just an overall really great feel. I've played with other protocols. There's many more functions and things that you have to do to, get what you want done. And this is very streamlined, easy to use. Obviously, they've put in a lot of work already. And this is just the alpha. I imagine there's going to be some amazing cutting-edge DeFi functionalities that are going to come very soon. But let's go ahead and get into this, guys. We want to do a little walkthrough. So again, you see right up here at the very top of the UI, you have UniLend Initium V1. And to use the protocol, you need to have your MetaMask or MetaMask-like wallet. You can go ahead and click this area here on MetaMask where it says Ethereum Mainnet. Click Ropsten Test Network. And now you're on the correct network, Ethereum network, so that you can go ahead and utilize the protocol. Now, I actually went to a Ethereum faucet and acquired some Ethereum, some test tokens. And UniLend sent me some UFT test tokens so that I can utilize the UniLend Initium V1 Alpha release protocol. So here we are. If you don't know how to access a faucet, you can easily do that by just Googling Ethereum, Ropsten faucet, something along those lines, and you'll just use your wallet address right here. Like you could click this. This is copies the wallet address to your clipboard, and then you paste that into the faucet. Click send, and you're going to get your Ethereum test tokens. So it's very easy. But initially when you see the protocol, you'll see this here. It's very clean looking. And right here up in the top right hand corner, you'll want to click connect wallet. Immediately it connects. It's very seamless. And you can see that it's connected because your wallet address is showing within the icon here. Now, the default capability is the borrowing function here. You can see that this little, kind of purple bubble is around the borrow icon. So we know that we are on the borrow portion of the protocol. Now you have your collateral, you have the received amount here, your balance here of UFT in this case is showing. So I have 4.9999 UFT, and that's verified also by just clicking into your wallet. And you can see right down here, I have 4.99 UFT. So if I want to borrow some token, in this case, because it's the alpha, we can supply the protocol with UFT to borrow Ethereum. So we'll do 2. And as you can see here, if I was to supply my test tokens, my UFT, I would receive this much Ethereum. The borrow APR is 19.999%. And that's what I would pay to borrow this Ethereum. My loan to value, so 70%, I can borrow 70% of the collateral that I'm supplying. The liquidity on the alpha or Initium is showing this much Ethereum. We'll go ahead and skip LBV. That is for a future update. But to do this, it's very easy. Just click borrow. MetaMask prompt will pop up. You can change the gas price or the GUI here, gas limit, and click confirm or reject the transaction. I'm going to go ahead and just click confirm. Immediately, you see the transaction ID show up down below. If you click this down here, it will take you directly to Etherscan. And as you can see, currently the status of this transaction is pending. You see the block, which is pending, time last seen, it's all kind of forming. And down below, it shows that my transaction was confirmed. So I'll click out of this, and I'm going to go ahead and click back into this. So this is what it would show if it was already successfully, if the transaction already successfully went through. And as you can see, status is successful. Here's your timestamp, and the tokens that were transferred, the value, transaction fee, and gas price, all showing here. So all the details of the transaction are here and verifiable on Etherscan. So we have borrowed some Ethereum with our UFT. So if we wanted to basically pay the protocol back so that we can get our collateral back, which is our UFT, you can just click repay. In this case, you see what you owe. So I have this much Ethereum that I've borrowed from the protocol, and the collateral that's held here is showing. Now down here in this little gray box, it says you repay, so I can pay back the Ethereum that I've borrowed and the interest. And over here it shows the balance of the Ethereum that I've borrowed. Essentially, though, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and just copy and paste this directly down into the protocol where it says you repay, and I'll just add a little bit to this so that we make sure that the transaction goes through in one swoop. I'm going to go ahead and click repay, and of course you have your quay and gas limit again. You can reject or confirm the transaction. I'll click confirm. Immediately you do see the transaction ID down below, and again it's going to take some time with Ethereum, and then we should get the confirmation. As you can see already, the protocol has received the transaction, and Ethereum has taken care of the repay function that I've done. So now I have paid back the Ethereum that I borrowed, and my collateral is given back. I can go ahead and confirm by clicking on the transaction ID, seeing that it's successful, seeing the tokens transferred, all of that. And or I can click on my MetaMask and look down below at my UFT, and the UFT that I supplied, that I supplied the protocol, now shows that I have my collateral back. And this is MetaMask now saying that the transaction went through. So there's a slight delay with MetaMask, but overall you can see that the protocol is very smooth. Now we'll go ahead and go over the lend portion. As you can see, this is very just streamlined. If you use any other protocols that are out there, for instance, I'll just keep it simple. If you use any other protocols out there, there's usually a lot more things that you have to do before you can complete the task that you're trying to do. So before you can borrow, you might have to do 3 or 4 things before you actually borrow what you want. In this case, it's very seamless, and it doesn't take very much to get what you want. So in this case, this is lending, and we'll go ahead and just lend out some of our tokens. So again, like I said from the beginning, I have some Ethereum test tokens that I received from the faucet. So I'm going to lend some of this out to the protocol. We'll just do 0.2 Ethereum, and you'll immediately see the deposit APY. So this is how much I would receive an APY for lending out my Ethereum. Now again, this is the alpha. These are test tokens, and I'll go ahead and click lend and confirm it. And what happens is when you lend your tokens out, in the future, you're going to be able to have many different types of tokens. It is a permissionless type protocol, so you can add your tokens to the protocol, and you'll be able to lend and borrow whatever tokens you want. Now in this case, it is the alpha, and we are just using Ethereum at this time. But when you supply and lend out the protocol, your tokens, it's going to then give you a interest bearing token. So I gave the protocol Ethereum, and what the protocol is going to give me is U wrapped ETH. So UniLend wrapped ETH. And that token is basically going to be interest bearing. So as you can see, the APY is 0.0013 on the alpha. So this is great if you want to go ahead and make interest on your coins or tokens. And in this case, the last portion of this, we'll just go ahead and redeem the Ethereum that I lent out. So here you can see that below the U wrapped ETH, here's the Ethereum that I lent out, and then this is the U wrapped ETH that the protocol gave me, which I'm receiving interest on. And if I want to go ahead and pay the protocol back, I can just go ahead and copy and paste this right into this gray box here where it says you redeem. So I'm going to give back the U wrapped ETH, click redeem, MetaMask pops up. We'll go ahead and just confirm it. We're just using test tokens here. And as you can see, the fourth transaction has initiated. And of course, it's going to take a little time. But when I do this, essentially the goal is to get my Ethereum back. So I'm redeeming the Ethereum that I've lent out. And as you can see right away, the protocol has already acknowledged. I can go ahead and click into the transaction ID and view the details of the transaction. Show successful. Here's what I interacted with and the tokens that were transferred, the value and the transaction fees, the gas price. It's all showing here. And if I go back to the protocol, it shows that everything is cleared. I can go ahead and just verify here on MetaMask that my Ethereum test tokens and UFT is all in order. So obviously, as you can see, the protocol is very easy to use. It's very streamlined. I love it. There's not, too much that, like hassle that you have to do on other protocols. So, it's very easy to use. I love it. And I can't wait for the new features that will, start popping up in the near future. And of course, I can't wait for the beta and then the mainnet, because that's when you're going to be able to kind of play with all the toys and use your own tokens from your wallets to start lending and borrowing and adding whatever token you want to the protocol, and many other things like fusion farming, and there'll be governance and all these things. I mean, if you look at the roadmap for 2021, it's crazy. It's really all going to happen. So go ahead and check it out. You'll see there's so much more to come. But as you can see, the alpha is already showing to be very promising. They put a lot of work into this. It's very streamlined. It's beautiful. Obviously, if you use other protocols, they'll have a bunch of coins listed. It just looks too busy. This looks really great, especially because you're going to be able to add, your tokens to this protocol. And, the way they have everything all tucked in with, this will probably be a list at some point where you'll be able to click and drop down and view all the tokens that, that you can lend and borrow. It's just very well put together. So great job. Obviously, Chandresh is amazing. His team is great. And I just want to say, well done, guys. This is really powerful. It's really well put together. And it obviously looks very promising. I can't wait to see what's in the near future. Anyways, guys, I hope you liked this walkthrough. Go ahead and subscribe and like this video if you found it, informational. And have a good one. Never give up on the future of money.